Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Retro Snow Serpent from Amazon. And what the hell is that? Honestly, guys, I opened this. I had to show you. So this is the box that Amazon sent it in, and they put this little piece on it so it wouldn't get damaged. But you're trying to do the right thing, okay, even though the corner here is damaged. Now, I'm an out-of-box collector, obviously, but look at this. So they put this piece on, but what do? They literally put tape on it to hold it on. So I guess you got to be really careful. I had to show you guys because it's ridiculous. I guess it didn't hurt it. It didn't really matter, but it's like you're trying to do the right thing, but oh well. Again, I'm going to open this up. I do keep the cards, but that's just because I have problems. So anyway, let's take a look at this. We do got the nice card, so it is nice and solid here. You don't have to worry about being wobbly and flexing like Lady J and Gung Ho and all those other retros. All right. You have everything that you're going to have here. He has the new famous, right? He has the snowshoes that he came with, not the classic ones. And I do have a lot to say about that. I understand a lot goes into the budget. And I'm one of the biggest people that talks about the budget. But I really do think that if you're going to do retro carded stuff, you really need to take the budget away from somewhere. Don't do something and give them the proper weapons that they had. Because you're calling this a retro line, you should have the retro weapons. They're fairly close to it. There's AK-47s. There's no reason not to have one. Now, I will say this. When I saw promo shots with the FAMAS, I thought it looked pretty damn good. But you really should have created a backpack, gave him the gun, the rocket launcher that he had, and gave the classic snowshoes because you are calling it retro. It's just a small gripe of mine. But anyway, enough with that. Here we are. Wonderful artwork. G.I. Joe, it says Cobra. And yes, there is no real American hero because Cobra didn't have that. On the back, we have the giant file card, which I don't like, and then you have the cross-sell of the 3 figures. Now, I really think they should have put this down here, and with the cross-sell, put all the retro figures that you've had. There's nothing wrong with putting the retro Cobra Commander with, they came with a his tank, and putting, Gung Ho, Baroness, Destro, but that's what you really should have done. Again, your 5 languages, nothing you can do about it. This is Hasbro related, all right? It has nothing to do with the G.I. Joe team. So anyway, let's get out of all of this. I showed you what I wanted to show you. I thought it was pretty funny. Again, it didn't really damage it at all. But again, if I'm an inbox collector, you're probably not going to like that. So let's just get into this. But if you like this type of G.I. Joe, if you don't mind a long video, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. And there's a lot coming the rest of this year. Okay, so we're going to compare them to the classified version. But they're both classified, but the deluxe classified version and then the O-ring. And you can already tell that the colors match a little bit closer with the O-ring. So quickly, let's first take a look at the weapons and go from there. So he does come with the FAMAS, and so this is Dusty's. Both black. Dusty's comes with a brown bipod. Now this is Dusty's, and it's actually a fairly good weapon. All right, has some give to it. This one here is actually stiffer than that. And that one's actually pretty good. So this looks good. Nice and straight. No issues here. And again, you got a little scope on it. You got the bipod. Here's your handle. And before anyone complains about, the bipod, this is how it actually is on this type of weapon. You have a removable magazine. All right. And I guess they both stand pretty well. But I really do think that he looks really cool with this, to be 100% honest. Because I saw some promo pictures of it. You also get Dusty's backpack. where it has the his canteens here. So this actually looks pretty good. It is not what we got with the original Snow Serpent, and I'm fine with that. Other than this is a retro version. But it actually looks pretty damn close, to be honest. But I'm not even going to try and compare the two because we know that this was not supposed to be this. This was someone else's. Again, Dusty's. But the detail on it does look extremely nice. There you have your canteens. There's your hoses for, I believe those are the hoses for drinking water. Alright. And I could be wrong. But all in all, the detail looks pretty good on it. It's just white with this little bit of black. But that does really pop. So that makes it look really nice. Alright. We have the goggles, which I know some people like up, some people like down. And we'll quickly take a look at it. And you can see that it is a much sharper blue than what we got with this one, where it's a nice dark blue. We got his snowshoes, which are extremely white and very, very pliable. I guess they're about the same. All right. Then we get the two pistols. I really do like this pistol. It's small, but it does give you just a nice little look on it. I think it fits in really well. You get port for blast effects. Ooh, that sounds awful. And then you get the white stand. You know my feelings on stands, especially they come with snowshoes. I mean, do I really need this? So, there you go with that. Now let's take a look at the figure. First, we'll just go over the articulation quickly. All right, so he can look up, he can look down. His neck does move back and forth, so it kind of allows him to, and that's as far as he can look up, but he can kind of look down fairly good. There is your T-pose. He does kind of have butterfly joints. They're more or less just there. There's your bicep swivel. Double pinless elbows. Right there. As you can see, no heat so far. Figure does feel really nice though. Wrist swivel. You have your ab crunch. And the way this is designed, it actually allows him, if you move this around, to be better than a plate carrier or an overlay. You can go back and forth there. And pretty much everything is completely covered because of this. Does he have, hold on, you know what? I may have never really noticed. He actually has the, there's kind of a gap there, isn't there? Oh, that actually looks kind of scary, to be 100% honest. He actually has the diaphragm cut, but you can't see it. So that's pretty much the best that you're going to be able to get for him looking down. Thought he had an ab crunch, but I am definitely wrong on that. So, all right. Jean-Claude Van Damme with the drop-down hips. And I feel like the drop-down hips have gotten, not replaced, but they seem to be getting less and less mobility. There is your thigh cut, pinless knees, obviously double jointed. You don't really have a boot cut. You have an ankle cut, so that does cut right there. And then the feet can articulate around. All right. So let's take a look at everything, how he looks, and then we will go with a quick comparison compared to these other two. So, paint looks really good around the eyes. That mask looks, it just really pops here. Get nice detail over the head. You have his fur coat, or his fur hanging out of his coat. Cobra symbol there. You get your nice little zipper painted. And again, for the most part, they look pretty good. It's kind of off there. Kind of off there, I guess you could say. It looks like they didn't even try and match the actual width. All right. Two thigh holsters. I know a lot of people have issues that they aren't strapped up, but sometimes it's difficult. As long as they're not moving down, I don't really care. Belt buckle looks good all the way down. You have a clamp or a clasp at the bottom so you can keep snow out of his rising up onto his leg. I didn't even notice that on the original, I don't believe. Boot here, little pockets. So let's arm him up quickly. And then I'm going to compare him to the O-ring. And then I will compare them so you can see the difference in the colors with the original Snow Serpent. And then we'll get him in some poses and see how he looks. All right. So grab our O-ring here. And so the goggles are blue, so it matches. You still have the black mask. Now, obviously, there's no highlights around the eyes on this, which I have no problem that they did it over here. You have the fur around the collar and right around the poltrons. Got a little pocket here, and then the fur on the gloves. I'm not going to call them gauntlets because they're really not. Here you have his pack on the front, which this was removable, but they made it all one, and that's perfectly fine. Hey, I'm sorry that I'm moving things around. Cobra symbol is right there. And then on the front, they really did recreate it pretty well. If you look under here, you can see how his crotch looks, along with his belt buckle, which looks the exact same. They gave him 2 pistols, which you didn't have, but you have the pouches here on the thighs. And for the most part, the boot looks the same. And I feel like they match the color really, really well. The goggles are different because they're supposed to be reflectant of the snow, and I'm perfectly fine with that. You even got the little earpiece there. So all in all, I think they did a really good job of matching the colors along with the whites and the grays with the Cobra symbol on. And then we have this one with my Arsenal of Pew Pew's weapon, which I think fits in absolutely wonderful. So this here, we'll pop this off. And you do have these little divots right here, which get really dark. I wonder if we got the same. Because they both get kind of dark there. The goggles here on the original, I didn't even notice. It's actually a goggles there, or some sort of. I never noticed that there's brown in between the chromed out part. Where this is just all black. He seems to have the same grayish blue, but the pouch here, the overlay is a much lighter blue. The crotch here, this one is silver, so they made some changes there. They made this a way more darker blue, including the belt buckle, and then you can see the boots look different, and it is really hard to tell, but I guess, man, when you cover it up, that looks like the same. As soon as you take your hand off it, it makes it look like it is a different shade of white, but as soon as you cover it up and you look at that, they look like it's the exact same color of the plastic. So all in all, you do have a nice looking figure. You can use one as maybe the Snow Serpent Commander. Now, how does he look with the pelt? So we can throw this on him. Maybe you like this one more. Maybe you bought 3 or 4 of those. You bought this one. You're like, this is going to be my officer. And then we can throw this on him. And again, roughly it looks the same. It obviously goes on the exact same. No issues there. Though it does stop some movement, that is for sure. Because this thing is fairly heavy. All right. So now let's arm him up. See how he looks. And then we will go from there. So this thing is just going to peg right on. if you don't know how that goes. And they actually do have a right and left. I'm hoping that I'm putting them on the right way. Where is it at? I thought they gave you a right and left. I know the flippers for torpedo and the eels. There it is, right? It is right up there if I am correct. Maybe not. Maybe that's just a mark. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Hey, look, and I dropped something. No, I do not put butter on my fingers. I just drop stuff. So that's R2. So this is for the right. Did I have it the right way? Yes, I did. Kind of say it is hard. All right, there you go. That's one side in. And then we can kind of slip that one in. There you go. Now we're going to take this Thomas and pry his hand. He has like really small hands. Now, you might want to remove the magazine before you try and get this on him, just because it can be difficult because that thing's going to pop out. But yeah, if I remember correctly, he came with a smaller weapon, so maybe they designed the hands a little bit smaller originally. But man, am I struggling to get just that finger where that nice trigger guard is supposed to go. So there we go with that. How well, man, this thing just comes right out. So not the easiest to get this gun in his hand. There we go with that. Now we take the magazine and possibly install the magazine. I feel like right now you guys are going, dude, you have got to be kidding me. It goes one way. Or does it go this way? Man, you guys are patient. That's all I have to say. There you go. So, got the handle here for it. And I really think he looks really good with this weapon. I am disappointed we didn't get this, because this may be my favorite gun in the G.I. Joe line. Here we can put the goggles up here. There you go. Then we can throw the backpack on. And it all matches, so it does look like it kind of hangs down a little low. So, not the easiest to get this gun posed into his grubby little hands. But I was able to do it. So there's that. How does he stand without this? Well, not a problem at all, I'm assuming. So there you go. The other thing that I really liked about this one here is it came with Bazooka's backpack. I know a lot of people don't like the reuse, but on the bottom of Bazooka's backpack are two little notches, and that is where you hang his snowshoes. They actually just flip up underneath. But you really couldn't use that because they didn't want to give him the bazooka. But there you go. That is your retro Snow Serpent compared to the O-ring Snow Serpent compared to the deluxe Snow Serpent. I kind of made a total mess here. But I do feel like, yeah. I feel like they missed it with the guns. But that's a complaint of mine. And again, I already kind of discussed that and how I feel when it comes to that. See, there you got him kneeling. Get rid of that. All right, let's wrap this up. Okay, so my final first thought on this is As I mentioned, I really wish they would have given him the retro weapons and accessories. It worked because that would be a retro. But am I unhappy about them making an army builder for $25 when the original one was a deluxe for $33? Not at all, because this is what you need. People are going to army build this. I can't imagine they're going to stay on the shelves for too long. They might sit up there for a bit, but eventually these things can get nabbed up. So if you like one that has closer to the retro colors, this is it for you. If you only bought one of the deluxe like I did and you need that as your commander, you got it. This is where you start the army build. Again, $25. If you find discounts, you use different codes that you might get 10% off. Let's say like some place like Hella Dope Toys. Then, well, you can start the army build, but it's your choice. All right, so there you have it. That is your retro Snow Serpent. I know a lot of people don't understand why they did this. I fully do. This was only a deluxe. I don't believe deluxes really should be army builders. They should have called it the Snow Serpent, commander or whatever. Snow Serpent officer. And then came out with this. But $25, these are army builders. If you live in the north, you get snow. I think you're going to want a lot of these or a good amount of these just so you can army build. I do feel like the waist is kind of wobbly. It actually kind of scares me that this thing might eventually break. Just moving them back and forth. So a little bit of a concern, that is for sure. But if you wanted army build these, there you go. They are out. They're coming. They don't seem to be the ones being delayed. It seems to be beachheads. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here. But if you like this, wait a minute. I forgot to do oh yeah, social medias, Instagram, A Punk with Toys. Go there, subscribe. Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. And then if you like this type of content, if you like G.I. Joe stuff, if you like these long, old reviews that I do, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a G.I. Joe video. I don't know why I'm holding this up still, but I'm going to get out of here, but don't go anywhere. Right up here, I'm going to drop the Jinx video that may have some leg issues, and down here will be the classified playlist. Take care.